Good morning. Welcome to the live. I am Miss Marie, and this is Giving It to You Straight. Happy blessed Sunday to all. And I hope you guys are having a great day and wishing you all a happy, blessed, beautiful day, healthy, happy, and let the dear loving divine spirit of all there is know that your heart is of good intentions, your gifts, all your abilities, and your purpose. Let them direct you, the angels to help you direct you in your path and help you, cultivate and a more you know a more sincere, to be truthful with you, with yourself, to be okay, to be peaceful, to bring you joy, okay, to learn how to deal with both good and bad in every situation, okay. uh so let's get started. The angels of abundance. If you have a question, love, finances, or career, this is the place you want to be. I am going to give it to you straight. Come on, guys, say it with me one more time. That, of course, in the spirit of love, and that's in gratitude. A little gratitude, or the attitude, the spirit of thankfulness, gratitude, attitude goes a long way. And how you find common ground. I see a lot of finding common ground, especially when you get into relationships, knowing their spending habits, your spending habits, very important. So finding conflict resolutions and resolving disagreements will help you bridge the distant gaps, especially when it comes to money or your resentments about money or your jealousy or your friendships. All right, let's go ahead from Aries to Pisces. I did a couple of shorts just a little bit ago. So in those 3 minutes that I have, I don't have time to explain the whole short because it is 3 minutes. But when you come here live, you could join me and you could, learn a little bit more, and then, let the realm of thought, the intellect, to communicate with truth and logic. So if you find yourself here for that reason, or in search of something through this mediumship, through this oracle, may it find you well in good judgment, all right? Believe in yourself, most importantly, believe slowly. Have faith in yourself, have faith in God and the universe, source. Whatever you have faith on, make sure that you put your whole heart into it, okay? Release that faith and let go of the worry. One more from Aries to Pisces, all right? So, one more. Thank you, one more. And thank you. From Aries to Pisces, in that order. Aries, you got a bountiful nature. It's like you got Archangel, your Archangel, which is Ariel. She's connection to, to nature, the animals and things of that nature, right? Spending time in nature will help you shift, will actually shift in mindset, but then mostly you to a high vibration. Remember, these are high vibrational beings. As you step into these portals, however you connect to God, the source, energy, all right, the spirit of all there is, all right, however you connect, going outside, spending some time will not only give you a high vibration, shift your consciousness, and give you a different frequency, all right, through a tune. So go outside and enjoy and walk and hike with your pet. Remember, this archangel, this is like Archangel Ari, which is your angel. Meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limited vastness. Okay, this is the limited vastness here, the building block, the fundamental building block of life as we know it. Okay, the antimatter, however you connect, all right, as you sit under the stars, however you connect to the universe, whether you align yourself with the loving and miraculous universe, you experience basically with this vast consciousness that's yet to be discovered anyway, a peace. You get courage, you get to be a little more assertive, you get to speak your mind, you become more clear, all right? It's a different light, so it's a dark light, basically, all right? Especially if you do it at nighttime, which is a little more, it's for growth. Remember, the seed got to go under in order. When you plant a seed, it got to go through some darkness. It got to see some, got to get dirty before it becomes a beautiful flower, before it grows into what it's meant to grow. But anyway, listen, Meditation, focus on your intentions. Okay, but one of the most powerful ways is for you to pray and to connect. Praying as a lover of life, of knowledge, of the truth, of clarity, just all the things that you need to, be mindful and present. So take a few moments and just breathe deeply. Remember, breathe back is respirar, to spirit. Breathing back to where I'm from, so we understand that God's breath is in our lungs. So we get to breathe that back and just focus your mind and intentions and just be open to receiving whatever response the universe may have for you, okay? So when you're ready to begin, you can start with a single greeting. Hey, hello, I'm here. This is Aries, as you understand your true and divine nature. And just express gratitude, all right? The divine has blessed you once again. Here you are. You are incredible. You're smart. Things are just getting better. Be careful what you speak. Remember, use your voice to declare and let the universe do the rest. The law of attraction will move the universe into the frequency that you set for yourself. Keeping high vibrational, being in a high vibrational state of being, communicating, however you communicate and however you understand God of all there is and all that will ever be. The spirit source, not that light, not that phony, that light that blinds, but a light that you can see through. Here we go. Taurus says donations, charitable donations, tithing, and charitable work. Tithing, when you go to church, a lot of people don't like to, or they tithe because they feel obligated to. Some people donate, they give clothing, food, and stuff like that. And some people work for charitable, you guys are known for that. A lot of times when we tithe, tithing, and I have a heavy accent, we think, why I'm going to I'm sorry, why I'm going to give to the church money. It's like I'm taking a class, like I'm learning something. I'm going there, it's theatrical. It's how I'm being disciplined for, to have some kind of discipline to understand it. But anyway, at the end of the day, whatever you do here, it's not going to go unnoticed. Whether you donate $5, $10, all right, or doing some charitable work, it's all recognized, okay? So give joyfully to the organizations and the people who spiritually support and inspire you. If you're going to church and you're getting spiritual support, knowing that everything's okay no matter what you're going through, that things are just going to get better when you have that faith in the places that you visit. All right, people that support and inspire. Remember, you got to understand the law of rebalancing, giving and receiving. It goes both ways. All right, you there to exchange for you to hear the word of God, and however you understand God, or everybody has their different way. Anyway, so you give and you know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, and other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. Remember, it's all in the exchange of energy. That's the works that we do. Everything's an energy exchange. Just like you see the money. Money is a concept. Money is a spiritual energy that we see it here. We see it here. We get a paycheck. Oh, but that's the work. So if you demonize money, if you say, oh, money is the root of all evil, then you're saying that the work that you do is evil. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be careful, you know, how you feel about money and your connection to it. All right, remember, you represent the house of value, money, my resources, the things, my aesthetics, the things that I like, money, power, whatever, however you understand it. But anyway, give. And don't feel so guilty if you're not giving. As long as you're giving every week, some people take 10% or 30% of their paycheck and they give it joyfully. All right, give without judgment, but don't give if you don't really have. Try to make a budget for yourself first. Work on the things that you got to work, right? And then eventually you have more to give. So if you give, if you don't have it, it's like that's gonna be hard, because then you're gonna, your household should come first. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. And then so once you start building and saving, then you can start, so don't feel pressure, because the church will make you feel pressure or make you feel guilty, things that you shouldn't feel guilty of. Let me just say that. But anyway, if you have clothing that you're not using, if you could take an hour or two, go to your local church. There's a lot of food pantries that you can work for. Do that work instead. All right, that is your energy. That is you giving back. Gemini, you have visualize abundance in all forms. God gave you such a great spiritual power, Gemini, that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive and filled with blessings. And that is what you will experience. All right. A lot of times, a lot of people can't even visualize. They hold a steady vision of what they want, but all these negative thoughts, because we haven't released the burden, the hurt, the rejection, the pain. We have to release that. We have to let that go. And this is what starts creeping in your mind. Those rapid raging, thoughts. They like fire, they build up. And then you have to learn how to release that. Once you release that, right, you'll be able to have that visualized. So maybe that's why a lot of times when we go into the dream state in the non-physical realm, we have these dreams and we envision those things there because we're so caught up with the day to day, and we have to release a lot of things, okay, so they don't attack you at night. All right, so you have spiritual power, a fragment which one God gave us, the logos, a fragment of itself, which is the mind, the logos, how to understand, how to communicate my wants, my needs. How do I bring it into the tangible? How do I make my dreams? Because I'm dreaming it, but I can't see. You have to release. You have to have faith. Faith is releasing the things that your reason once accepted. All right? Having belief in yourself, having the courage here to persevere, the strength. A lot of times when panic sets in, or panic or fear sets in, that gives it an up, like makes us move and do things, and that gives us power. So fear and panic is not that bad if it's countered with truth, because then you'll be able to move. A lot of us, when panic and fear sets in, we do stuff, incredible stuff. That strength comes from within. Let's go ahead to Cancer. Cancer, God is your source. Everything you need is supported. It is supplied by the infinite source of God, Cancer. And your faith opens the doorway. Faith without works have no power. In God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. All right. So however you connect to God, Cancer, whether that's a man in the sky, whether that's the vast and loving marvelous universe, whether that is through an angel, through the sun, through the moon, one of God's providences, one of God's aspects, the divine nature, however you connect to God, that is your supplier, all right, the infinite source of God. And so, faith, it opens those doors when you release it. You have to release the faith that you have. You can't stay holding on to the faith. It's like the unseen realm. When you're dealing with the unseen realm, that life force, then you start understanding that everything, I have to release these things that I want, that I desire, the things that are in my mind. Every time we have to get this it takes practice though to understand that faith is real, but without works, you got to do the work. You have to believe. You have to have courage and strength to pursue, to go, even when you don't see. You have to remain. It's a lot. It's a lot of. It's not work. It's basically called alignment. When you align yourself with the healing vibes, and you open those portals of energy through the angels, however you connect. All right, I'm gonna keep saying that over and over again. Okay, and especially you do it from a mindset of being vulnerable, authentic, embracing universal, and being genuine. Okay, let's go ahead to Leo. Leo, you got obstacles and blocks that are being lifted. All your good and personal work and your positive energy that shift, Leo, have overcome. You have overcome previous obstacles, and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. All right? Virgo, happy birthday to other Virgos that are celebrating. Virgo, your words have power, Virgos. Words of abundance. You have to learn how to declare, I am that I am. You have to learn how to declare it. You have the power. You have using your voice. You all right? You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerful, positive words, Virgo. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that is what you attract for yourself and others. Things are just getting better and better and better. I'm going to speak that. I'm going to put power behind the forces of the universe. I'm going to choose powerful, positive words in spite of what I see. Virgo, you have that ability. You got to understand your throat chakra. Detoxification is something that's keeping you stuck, or by you speaking something. It's like, until I see it. Remember, you are practical. Your energy is all about tangible results, execution here. All right? But remember, your words are like casting spells to create, using your words to create, to build, to grow, to use your energy to heal, not to worry. Okay? So everything is in the present moment. Okay? And you send out those vibrations of creation to the universe, learning how to use your voice, the unique frequency. We all have this free will to focus on any direction. Okay? So make sure that you use the word like everything's getting better and better. Every day you got to speak that out loud. Okay? And understand that you are creating along with the universe. All right? So let's go ahead to Libra. Libra, raise or promotion for you, Libra. Libra, congratulations, and increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work for you, Libra. Scorpio, you got unlimited ideas, Scorpio. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Okay, as you align your mind with God's infinite mind, that's as there's one mind. Okay, as you align, we all hold that vast consciousness, that realm of thought, right? Our intellect communicating, between logic and reason. But anyway, as you understand that the limited mind of God, which our mind is very limited, but when we connect, when we align ourselves with God's infinite mind, uh, you have a very powerful portal. You have a complete access to unlimited ideas, all right, and guaranteed to bring blessings. And all you need to do is to take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. Let's go ahead with Sagittarius. Sagittarius, clean energy food. Sagittarius, when you fuel your body with helpful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency. Focus, better ideas and higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. Capricorn, take a divinely guided chance. Capricorn, all positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories as you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you. You make room for new and more meaningful opportunities, Capricorn. Aquarius, clearing your debts, Aquarius, I'm sorry. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. And the last, Pisces, that's a windfall of abundance. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms. Abundance has many different forms. It could be energy, it could be more time. Okay, it doesn't have to be money. It could be time, it could be more energy. All right, be open and receiving, and know that this abundance comes to you, support to your life purpose, health, and charitable work. To support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. Okay, so you might have more time. Maybe there's a job, or you could run into some luck, which is going to give you more time to do the things for charity or take care better of your health. But there's going to be an abundance, an increase in abundance. It's arriving in many different forms. All right, so that's beautiful. If you guys have a question, come on in with your questions. You have questions and I have answers, and I have a lot of them. So come on in. I just love beautiful, blessed Sundays. These angels make us feel peaceful. God's providence, right? And let's release jealousy about money. This is for the entire collective. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. I like speaking more of as in a collective, universal love, the spirit of oneness, of unity, unison. But a lot of times it's good to go to each person and let them know you are loved, you're protected, things are getting better. A lot of things we don't understand. But when we stay, as we process our thoughts, as we deal with the emotional roller coasters of our lives, as things might spiral out of control, either by my doing or somebody else's doing, because of the choices that we make or the opportunities that we give other people in our lives, when we believe, when we have faith. When we put faith into the wrong hands, it leads us sometimes, a little bit, it shakes us up. When we trust, then can we trust again? So how do we know if it's something that God is doing, something that somebody else is doing, or how something is my own doing? Mindfulness, bringing back your conscious awareness and knowing where you was, what you did, and just going within to understand life itself, the meaning, the purpose. And so when we go in, it gives us a chance to, to modify, to tweak, to adjust things. It's just one day. Okay, I'm gonna go with it and I'm gonna write. I'm not gonna keep all that in. Or I'm gonna speak to somebody. All right? Just make it a habit. Practice. Practice makes what they say perfect. But practice allows you to align, to start aligning, to start dealing with your life experiences, your life events, positive and negative, that shape your perspective and understanding of yourself. The relationships, the connections that you have with others influence your sense of self, and how you interact with the world. Your physical, the way you look, your appearance, your health, what is part of what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my body. Do I have time to cook better? Am I drinking? Am I smoking? Am I hanging out? Am I having too much sex? What other things that are unhealthy? They are, from the earth, so we must do them. But should we become toxic? What are my toxic traits? I gotta look at them. Sometimes it's not till we get older. We're just having a great old time. I want to go have fun, have sex, lay up whoever I want to. I don't have to take accountability. I see a lot of childish child men and child women. How do I separate the child from the woman when the woman wants to come out and the child's still holding on to the things, of the child, because we haven't healed. Nevertheless, or nonetheless, on the other side of that tree, at the other side of when you look to the other side, there's a person that wants love. There's a person that wants to reach out. There's a person that's hurt. There's a person that is distraught. There's a person that doesn't have food. There are homeless people. There are places that you could go donate. You could spend an hour or two, or even yourself. Take your time. Maybe on a Sunday, maybe once or twice a year. Take it upon yourself. Make some meals. Bring it to your community. Drop it off. All right? Look at your life path. What is my life path? Why am I circling back to the same thing that I already done? I thought I was done with this. Why does that keep reappearing in my life? All right? You don't have to redirect your whole entire life. You just try to make people a little bit more comfortable, a little happier, right? Smile a little bit more. Checking on your neighbor every once in a while. Make sure that everything, just be mindful of that. Hey, you okay? We don't want to be bothered. We don't want to intervene. And then we go back because we have to. We came to do these things here. And so when we understand that we are not here alone, that when we walk in faith, when we believe in ourselves, when we reach out to something of God that's divine, that's providence, that's is like us, we understand that we're not alone, and we walk with this faith, and we have become strong. We become stronger, and we get the courage. The courage comes from within, from God. All right, and so use that emotion, you know, to elevate, to grow. Use your energy, okay, and then ask yourself, what opportunities are there for me? That what can I do? Once a month, once a week, whatever time that you have. Okay, I know time is precious. We all trying to get our 10. We all trying to get our emperor. We all trying to get our imprints. We all trying to get our healing. From Pisces to Aries. Let's see the card of the day with the tarot cards. Here we go. So just try to make, try to connect a little bit to the divine. Remember, the more you connect, the more opportunities, the more synchronicities you're pulling on the energy, okay? The portals are opening through this sort of consciousness. And when you understand, I'm connecting conscious to consciousness, like the universe is mental, right? Because it's moving things in your favor. How does that work, right? Here we go, one more. From Pisces to Aries, let's see. One message the tarot will bring you guys. Today. Let's tap back into the divine and spirit of all there is. To the angels, thank you. One more. My holy loving angels, one more. Wholeness, to be whole. Everything's in a pure state of perfection. One more. And the angels cry. All right, Pisces, I'm going to give you this one. This one stood up. Pisces, you got the sun. And you see the sun gets moody. All right, the sun, if you understand the sun in its physical, all right? So the sun gets moody because the sun got to keep giving us life. He rises every day. I think how many hours he spends with us. So he gets moody, all right? So you will get cranky too if all your energy, right, has to be split between a whole entire, within our solar system, all right? Bringing us energy. So this is basically saying that as long as the sun is here, right, it gets blemishes and things come in pairs, all right, in two. But anyway, so the sun, it says here that your future looks bright. It's filled with immense joy, happiness, strong vitality. There's health here. So your abundance could be in terms of strength, more vitality, more healthier, all right? Or this could be you coming into a connection that's fulfilling and a lot of personal growth here. And, share your achievements. You could be heading into a deep emotional intimacy, a strong foundation. This is a strong foundation for celebration. This is finding the freedom to do the things that you want to do. This is finding the things that you want to do that you couldn't do as a child. All right, you see the loincloth there? The loincloth, the child, back in the ancient culture, they used to wear the loincloth to cover up the privates, right? So that you see this orange. But anyway, nonetheless, your spirit could be a spirit, the horse. Ooh, see how my thing is? Ooh, why is that doing that? Ooh, wow, it's never done that before. They were like, okay, guys, all right, relax. All right, listen. So knowing that your angels are always connecting, the energies here is powerful. And then nothing I'm doing. Look, there's. Oh wow. Anyway, the sun is a life giver. It's bliss. It's joy. I'm celebrating. I'm strong. I'm healthy. Thank God. The divine has blessed you one more day. I'm so thankful and grateful for the opportunities. Freedom to be like a kid. Sunflower. All right. In a world full of roses, be a sunflower. Thank you for continuing your positivity. All right. One thing about the sunflower, it doesn't give room for others to grow. All right. This could be some jealousy as well. All right. So the sunflower, for what I study, all right, it get like you plant potatoes and other little small flowers, but flowers like that, no. Not with a sunflower, it takes up too much room, but it's full of health. It's full of sunflower seeds. So they might telling you to maybe you upgrade in here the way you eat, maybe eating more nuts and stuff like that. All right, because sunflowers are good for you. Getting more sun. All right, spending more time either doing sun gates in the early mornings when the sun rises, dispensing, releasing that negative, that darkness. All right, that's what it does. And at nighttime, the dark energy, because we balancing between the light and the dark. All right, which both are good for our growth. So if nothing gets planted in the dark, the sun will burn it out. So there will be no growth. All right. So at the end of the day, your energy looks positive for the entire week. And then you have this new moon in Virgo, so that's a double moon. All right. So when you understand the sun is a plasma of energy of light, the energy that it brings, it emits that light. When the light emits the energy here, and it protects us, sends that energy here to the earth. All right. So we are protected through the photospheres and the. So this has the corona. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but anyway, because I want to explain the sun's energy and the movement, and us on our appointed path to reconnect with our inner child is important. To not take ourselves so seriously, to have that faith like child energy, okay? Because I will start talking about the corona and the photospheres and the earth and the gravitational pull and how the earth is carrying the whole entire solar system across the universe. All right, we're traveling at about what, 5.18 million miles a second. But anyway, Aquarius got the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is alignment, right? This is a worry wart. This is a person that doesn't want to be alone. All right? This is a person that is probably trying to figure out their dreams, their life purpose. Right? You know this blanket that is filled with the zodiac signs that you probably can't really see it here. All right? And understanding the flowers. Right? And a bed of flowers. All right? Anyway, this is too deep for you guys to understand now. All right? This is too deep for you to understand. But anyway, the thoughts. All right? All the suits of swords, they associated with air and what connects to the mind. Your thoughts and your ability to process information. You know, sometimes there could be truth about you, about a situation, okay? Sometimes you could be overwhelmed here, Aquarius, worry with uncertainty, or maybe defensive. But at the end of the day, today looks like you got a lot to do here. Maybe you have a lot of, it could be a good thing. This is light at the end of the tunnel. There was something here, Aquarius, that you had to do. Today you might have a lot of people gathering. And you probably have a lot of work to do today. All right? We live in a world where we are defensive and denial, or what is the other word? Defensive, denial, or we avoid. So today you cannot avoid. This is something that you must do. All right? So, of course, this is a card of premonitions, but this is the card of letting worry go. You might have a hangover. You might get maybe you got pain in your eye, anything. But today this looks good. I'm releasing worry. I'm aligning myself with the healing vibes of the universe. I'm welcoming new energy. I am going to move forward, right? So, this represents truth. The power of discernment and the ability to cut through confusion, to find the truth and a key aspect of the source-related people. All right, which that's what we represent, the realm of thought and your intellect. And the way I communicate, logic and reason, Aquarius, okay? So having the courage to face difficult situations, right? And the search for knowledge and the ability to make what? Clear decisions today. Because today, it could be nothing. It could be nothing. It could be you just having a lot of things. I gotta take care of a lot of things. A lot of times we say things, right? We get caught up with the mouth. Yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then come the morning, oh, man, I don't want to. It's like even going to church, man. Do I have to go to church? Man, I said I was going to do all these things. And then when the morning comes, we don't want to do nothing. So you might have one of those episodes today. Okay? Let's go ahead to Capricorn. Capricorn, you got the Three of Cups. So the spirit of celebratory, the Three of Cups represents a card of collaboration. It's about growing and learning. This energy is all about learning how to communicate with other people by working together and continuously improving as individuals so we can achieve goals, reachable goals, right? Our heights of success, planning, seeking mentorship, attending classes, or simply being open to learning from other people. Often, somebody that's more experienced, all right? So any field here, all right? So how you redefine your skills, right? What are you building on here? Because this represents the Suit of Cups here is just going out, maybe entertaining friends, my social life, all right? Maybe you want to go counsel some people here. Or maybe, this is after work. This is a card of hospitality, how to be more hospitable. This could be working in a bar, something that's fun. All right, this is festivity. You got the seasons there, and you have the I was gonna call that a carrot. That's not a carrot. That is a pumpkin. Okay, the changes of seasons. Friends are like that. Friends come through seasons. So you have the solar plexus, you have the earth chakra, the root, and then you have here you got blue. I think that's blue or white. All right, these are togas that you know the Celtics used to wear, the togas, before the Greeks and everybody else took over them. All right, so this ancient dressing, dress codes, changing your appearance, doing something different here. You like to dress good, smell good, or be around. All right, but anyway, at the end of the day, whatever you have today, you could be collecting the trash. Do you have to look good? Yes, I have to look good. Maybe you're running errands here. All right, maybe counseling, maybe a work that brings you a lot of you know, joy. All right. Let's go ahead to, and I'm going to end it with one more. The Five of Cups for Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, there, the Five of Cups basically, when it comes to fun in your life, right? Because you have two cups still that are behind you, and these cups represents emotions. Excuse my nail. That's why I don't put my. I did them. I don't know what happened to them. So these cups represent emotions, they represent comfort, joy, a little cup of joy. All right, a little cup of comfort, happiness. Sometimes, these cups over time as we get older, either they get really bigger and bigger, okay, and then it requires, as they get bigger, the cups, right? They request or they need more attention. All right. Maybe your time, like whatever's going on here with the Five of Cups, maybe the time for you to change your perspective, your focus. Maybe you spend a lot of time solitaire work. All right. Maybe you're a custodian, sanitation worker. Maybe you're a person, maybe you want to work. This is a person that works independently on a mountain or in the public and private facilities or collect trash or doctor's office, hospitals, route, anything like that. All right. Maybe you're trying to do something here, something different here. Maybe your work is not leaving you enough time for fun, or you maybe you're a truck driver that drives long haul stretches of time. Maybe you're like a bird watcher that's out there, or maybe in the remote areas where you don't really socialize with a lot of people, or maybe you spend time alone at home. All the fun that you used to have that was in front of you is like, man, I'm not having that fun no more. But look at the good things. This card is all about looking at the good things that are going in my life. Focus on the good things that are going in my life. And with that being said, there's nobody here, but I thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm going to do another live in just another 10 minutes or so. Thank you for the ones that showed up. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Um, listen, the Hermit's all an invitation to go inward, because this is when you find yourself asking questions about life, love, and the universe. What is the star about? What is the neutron star? What is the first side of consciousness? What am I made out of? What is the staff? What is the opportunity? Right? This is when I'm giving myself love. This is when I want to spend time alone. This is when I want to reflection, introspection, going in and try to find out, man, what is this all about? We constantly in that state of introspection. A lot of times we get hurt, burned. We're not sure where we want to be, who we want to be with, right? We've been hurt, we've been disappointed. It happens to each and every one of us. All right? So, you know, just stay positive. This is when we get in avoidance and denial or defensive. Why is this? We get suspicious. But this is where we persevere, when we push forward. When we get to the Hermit, what is this life about? What is the meaning of this light, of this lantern? All right, what is the meaning of the lantern? What is in the lantern? What is that light? Like, we start asking all these questions. So if you have questions about that, just study. This is a chance where you get to study. And this is the time that you get to really go within. Within is all the answers. Like, that light is all your inspiration, your emotional, your physical, your relation, your experience that you have. We're creating them with the way we think, and not only the way we think, right? The way we show emotion, right? Do we show too much emotion? Do we love too hard? Do we have brick wall boundaries and affection? Do we say yes to everything to be nice? All right? Or have we say yes to everything or no to everything to feel safe? Either extremes of connections, we got to do is just aim for flexibility to live within those boundaries. All right? And I'll see you guys on the next live. I am going to do another live. So with that being said, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you guys and thank you so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.